Hello everyone and welcome back to Efficient Gaming. We are looking at the Witcher Monster Slayer again today, and we are looking at the 20-something Monster Week that's come out. This one's on Chorts. Before I get into it though, I just wanted to discuss the difficulties that we had last week. In my personal opinion, last week's one was a bit difficult, or it demanded too much of its players for the rewards that it gave. Now, the rewards from Monster Weeks are generally still pretty good. There's lots of premium items in there. There's premium currency as well as basic currency. But last week they wanted you to brew, I think it was 10 hybrid oils, which is just a lot. That's a lot of hunting of ogrids that you need to do to get the remains for it. There's a lot of general purchases in the shop that you need for the equipment that you need. There's a lot of crafting in the stations that you need to do. It's a lot of time. It's a lot of everything. Unless you already had all the ogrid remains built up, it was a bit of quite a dedication to need to be able to do that, and a lot of potion usage. Now, as a balance, this week's one is quite a bit easier. I'm not going to say it's too easy because there's still quite a bit of time required to go out and get all the chorts. But why don't we have a bit more of a look at this week's one? I feel the balance on this one is a lot better than last week. I personally didn't finish last week's one, and I should finish this week's one. But yeah, that's just my personal opinions on those. So why don't we check out this week's? Okay, so as usual, we are going to check out the What's New section because it tells us all about the monsters for this week. Monster Week, Chorts. Witcher. This week, Chorts, Howlers, and Tarry Chorts have decided to join forces. Rumour has it that they prefer to terrorise green areas, especially at dawn. Why don't you check whether that's true? I haven't actually been awake at dawn, but I've been awake at dawn prior to this event, and I've seen these around, so the fact that they're boosted this week means they should actually be around at dawn. Prepare some bombs and craft more potions. Those beasts won't go easy on you, that's for sure. Head to your time tasks and see how many of them you can finish before the time ends. Alright, so let's check out the time tasks, a lot of which we have actually already completed. So the rewards are 6 of the Dancing Star bombs, and the Dancing Star does both fire and kinetic damage. We get 2 experience scrolls, which, yeah, they're quite valuable, but we get 85 of the premium crystal currency and 200 gold, as well as a bunch of other things for completing some of the other tasks. This one was a range scroll again. That one was quite useful. I always like the range scrolls, probably because I'm lazy and half the time I do things from here rather than going out, but obviously there's certain things that do require you go out. Like the first task, kill any 50 chorts. Now these don't just spawn anywhere, so we're mid-event here, and as you can see, I am in a normal sort of semi-residential area, and there are absolutely none here. You have to go into parks, and in a minute I'll show you my footage where I went into the park. Kill a Tarry Chort without using bombs, so we'll show you that in a minute. Gather 50 units of powdered monster tissue. Kill a Chort without using signs, and kill a Tarry Chort after performing at least 3 perfect parries and at least 3 perfect criticals. Now I would have claimed the rest of these, but I still do not have bag space. I still feel bag space is an issue. I'm going to have to work on getting rid of some of my items just so that I've got enough bag space to do monster weeks. But anyway, let us have a look at some pre-recorded stuff. So this here is just me walking into the park, getting ready to try and do the monster week. So as you can see in the park, there's plenty of chorts and howlers around, and there's some tiger fiends and stuff. My first initial idea was to use a falcon potion to try and find some of these Tarry chorts, but this is probably the first time since I've seen the update that there has not been a single legendary anywhere near around me. Like, they are so prevalent now, and in an event where they're supposed to be boosted, it was very disappointing to see absolutely none in the middle of a park. So, yeah, we're going to do a different one. We are going to kill a chort without using signs. Now, this is pretty easy. You don't really need to do anything. I'm using Incandescent Heart, and we are just battling it. Normally, we're just going to not press the sign button. So this is an easy enough task that you don't really need to press the sign button. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to get some perfect parries and perfect crits and things like that. And as you can see, it's not that difficult to fight because despite being slightly buffed, I think, since the initial and first releases of the 1.2 update, the easy monsters are still quite easy. Right, so that was us completing that task, and as you can see, we have done that. This is probably the easiest task you can do. So, yeah, obviously we want to defeat the Terry Chort, but there are none around. So, we're now going to cut to the next section, where we have found one. Now, I was expecting to need to use another Falcon Potion, but this one just happened upon me while I was walking a bit further into the park to potentially use another one. So we're going to try and do both of these at once. Kill a Terry Chort without using bombs, and do one with at least 3 perfect parries and at least 3 perfect crits. So, for full disclosure, I have the Blacksmith buff on. We are going to use a Swift, a Swallow Potion, because we're trying to do those 3 perfect parries and 3 perfect crits. We're not going to use a Thunderbolt, so we are focusing more on survivability to get those perfect parries and perfect crits. But I am going to use an oil. Now, the reason I'm using an oil is because there are other tasks like kill 50 Chorts, which the oil lasts for 10 minutes as opposed to the Thunderbolt lasting for 5 minutes. And since everything that I need to kill this week is of the same class, Relic class, the Relic oil will last longer. But this is, again, not too difficult of a task to do, so you just don't load any bombs into you, and therefore you can't use any bombs. You can do pretty much anything else as long as you get the 3 perfect parries and 3 perfect crits. Now, I don't think this is a particularly difficult monster to do the perfect parries or crits on. You can practice on the regular Chorts. There is no disadvantage to doing that. They have exactly the same attack timings. So you can practice on the Chorts, and when you feel confident enough, pop a couple of those potions on and have a go at doing it on a Terry Chort, and that will be your 2 tasks done. So if we go and have a bit of a look now, you'll see that we've done 1 out of 2 of the Kill a Terry Chort without using bombs, and we've also completed the Kill a Terry Chort with 3 perfect crits. Now, that actually covers all of the tasks. Apart from gather 50 units of powdered monster tissue. That was, that's just inventory management, and you actually get paid for doing inventory management now. Everything you delete up to 50 things a day, you get up to 50 gold for. But this is just me showing that this is one of the reasons why I put the oil on. So as you can see, my Thunderbolt, Swift, and Swallow potions have all ended, but I've still got a minute left on this Relic oil, and we found a Howler, so I thought I'd give it a go. Long story short, I was successful, but it's just, that's the strategy behind why I wanted to use a Relic oil. It lasts longer. That means any rares that I came across in the period were a bit easier to kill, and any regular common Chorts that I came across were just that much easier to kill, that I was able to do it without too much of a problem, and it sped up the process of me killing them. So that was the methodology and thought process behind doing that. I'm interested in what you guys think of this event and last week's Monster Week, because it is something that it's a balance. Now, I think the varied difficulty in between last week and this week this one, the Terry Chort that I'm fighting here. I'd come across just after that howler, and I had about 11 seconds left on my relic oil, but it was not long enough to get to it, so I had to pop another one on. So I did actually try and do this one. Obviously we're doing this one without bombs, and this one's perfect, probably going to be all our perfect crits and parries again. I didn't put the swallow potion on this time, so this is just swift and an oil for your information as well, so it is doable with that. Although again, that's at my level, I'm at 39, and I've got most of the equipment. The armor that I've got on at the moment is Manticore armor, and obviously you can see that I'm using the Incandescent Heart sword. But yeah, that is what I'm using. So yeah, so I think what they've done in general is they've given us a hard one last week, post-update, and now they've given us this one, which is easy, and they're testing to see how many of us actually complete each one. So I'm glad that I was one of the data points from last week that didn't complete it, because I personally feel that was a bit difficult for the rewards that they give you. It's too grindy, in my opinion. And this one is a lot more well-balanced. I don't mind that you have to kill a lot of Chorts. It encourages you to go out, and it's a nice park environment. It's not a middle of the night thing. So yeah, they're my opinions. Please let me know yours. I'll be getting some more videos out eventually on some analysis of the new update for the game, but they will come whenever I've got time, and we'll go from there. So have a good week, and we'll catch you guys soon. Bye.